Alright everyone, now today I'm going to prepare a extremely simple chicken bake, and I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. Literally, like, you go home, you don't have time, but you still want to make a nice meal. This is going to be that meal. For this I'm going to use chicken, I'm going to use yogurt, smoked Shorthair cheese, which is one of my favorites at the moment. I'm going to use some feta cheese, or, well, this is close to feta cheese. It says it's a Greek style cheese. That's all I could find, because for some reason my local supermarket decided to switch off half of the fridges and put away all the produce. That's fine, no problem. Yes, so I'm gonna bake the chicken with these things, with some eggs, a bit of flour, a bit of chili flakes, extremely simple. And also I'm going to prepare a salad to go with it. So this is already carb and fat heavy as it is. I'm just going to serve it with some salad, easy. And then the other is that actually now it's 3 of us, because we have adopted a kitten, and his name is Kobayashi Momo. He's been with us for 2 months now, and he's a very picky eater. And what happens, he normally has this Shiba, either chicken or salmon meal, and this is basically, well, some sort of, I'm not gonna call it meat because it's definitely not meat, but it's in gravy. So let's say meat pieces in gravy, but he never actually eats the meat. He always just eats the gravy, or very little of the actual meat. And apparently this is quite a normal kitten behavior. And it made me think, I know he loves his tuna, so if I give him this tuna, this is quite fine pieces. He loves this one, he would finish this one. But I want to challenge him to, if I make a broth from the carcass and shred a tiny bit of thigh meat in the broth, I'm really curious if he's gonna eat it or not. Now, we did experiment with all sorts of cat food. We tried this product called Untamed. Now, this supposed to be the best you can buy. As I understand it, this is like literally just fish, and no additives, no sugar, none of these things. This one, I have no idea what they put inside, but he likes the gravy. He wouldn't touch this one. Now, again, makes me wonder, if I make just a plain broth with a bit of meat in it, would he at least eat the broth? So that's gonna be the second objective of today's video. Yeah, so let's see what Mr. Momo thinks about my food. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the chicken, get that out of the way. And also, since I'm going to make soup, I'm actually going to make some soup for ourselves as well. So I'm going to keep some of the bones for him, to make the broth for him, and then the rest I'm going to make a nice broth for us as well, with carrots. I've got some kohlrabi and celery. So some of these ingredients is going to go to the salad, some of them is going to go to the soup or broth. Okay, so we'll start with the chicken, and I don't think I'm going to use the skin. I've got a nice posh bird. I think I'll just take off the breast and the leg meat. Although, because this is like a free range chicken, it doesn't actually have too much meat on it. It's not pumped like the other ones that you can buy in the shop. So I'll just take the legs first. Oh yes, you can tell it's a free-range chicken. Bone structure is so much different. Okay, and I haven't posted much lately on this channel, but this hopefully is going to change. If you watch the main channel, then you might know that I actually gave back my manager position, so I'm not the manager anymore. I've done it for 4 years and that was quite enough for me. I also basically started to do a 4-day week, so I'm only going to work 4 days instead of 5 days, and I want to focus more on my health and on YouTube actually. So having the extra day is going to allow me to film more at home, make more home cooking content, and who knows, maybe I'll do even different type of content on this channel. It doesn't just have to be cooking, or it will be cooking related, but we'll see. I don't know yet. There are many options. So the skin I'm going to keep for the Momo broth, I think. Yeah, just take the breast off. But I've got many ideas. I want to experiment on this channel with different type of content. It will be food related. I might not cook in it, but it's gonna be food. Or who knows? We'll see. I don't know. I'm open for suggestions as well. And also, depending on how today's video gonna be received, although I don't want to turn my channel into a cat channel, but if this idea works, then I might do more cat cooking videos when I'm not cat cooking, that sounds bad. Cooking for cat videos, yeah, that sounds better. Okay, so I'm gonna actually leave quite a bit of meat on this carcass, this for our soup. How should I do this? I think my mom dices the chicken and then just mixes everything together, but I'm tempted to slice it and layer the meat. Okay, let's get rid of the wings. Momo can have the wings for his broth. Yeah, as I said, this free-range chicken doesn't have as much meat as the mass grown, how should I say, chicken that you can buy in the shop, but it should taste better. Okay, just take the skin off. Now you can even see the structure of the meat, the muscle. It's completely different. Okay, that's the skin. Just find the joint. Okay, joint is there. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna go in the Momo broth. yeah, so this is basically my first free Friday, and I'm so excited. Honestly, you may not think, but I have actually worked, well, on and off, not all the time, but I've worked 30 years in catering, because I started my apprenticeship in 1995 when I was actually 14. Yeah, so I've basically done 30 years in catering, so I thought, okay, it's time for a change, and with the help of YouTube I can actually afford it, so amazing. Okay, this is gonna go here. Yeah. Oh yes, this is completely. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to use this dish which I just bought in the shop. I think if I do, yeah, I'm gonna leave these in one piece, and I'll just flatten them out slightly. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna have 4 layers. Then I'll put the yogurt mix in between with some cheese. And I could pre-fry the, I could sear the chicken first, but honestly I don't want to create any more washing up than what I will have. This is supposed to be as simple as it gets. Yeah, I'm just going to flatten them out. At this point I'm just going to add some salt, because I'm going to season the yogurt mix, so that's gonna have a lot of flavor. And my mom, she would make this with sour cream, but there was no sour cream, so I was lucky enough to find yogurt, but it would work with yogurt just as well. So I'm going to add, let's say 2, is that enough? 2, 3, 4, that's too much. 2, yes, 2 tablespoons of flour, which I'm going to mix with, what's this, half a liter? Yes, half a liter of Greek yogurt. And I do have more Greek yogurt, but I don't think I'm gonna need more than this. And the reason I put the flour is just to thicken it and to soak up some of the juices. And I'm going to add 2 eggs to this as well. Okay, this is Turkish chili flakes or pepper flakes, spicy, and we both like spicy food, me and Mrs. T. So I'll add 1 teaspoon of this. You know my favorite marjoram. Not too much. Should I add paprika? No, not today. No paprika today. Black pepper, yes, definitely. Oh, now that I see this Spanish paprika, I have to use some. Okay, not too much paprika. And where is my Happy Chef? Happy Chef, where is? Bit of Happy Chef. Okay. 2 teaspoons. What else? Actually, I'm gonna add, this is fresh oregano. I'm gonna add this now. And then I'm going to add garlic and onion to this as well. It's quite a bit of garlic. Yeah, we like garlic. That's good. Okay. Okay, you can see the garlic is quite roughly chopped as well, same as the onion. Okay. Now I'm starting to think that my dish is going to be too small. We'll see. Yeah, that doesn't look like. We'll see. Okay, now looking at it, I think I'm gonna add a bit more flour. I'll go another 2 tablespoons. Okay, let's see. Yeah, definitely. Feels like this dish is going to be too small. I changed the dish. Otherwise I'm just gonna make a mess. It's not worth it. Which one should I use? This one definitely big enough. This one could work. Slightly bigger, not too big. No, I go with this one. No, this is the right one. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to add a bit of this mixture on the bottom of the dish and just do layers. So extremely simple. Cheese. I think I'll keep some cheese for the salad, some cheese for the chicken. But this cheese, oh my god, this is a Shorthair red, but it's smoked, and it's not smoke flavored, it's properly smoked. It's amazing. Let's see, I'm gonna add one thigh. A bit of this. You know, maybe even this dish is going to be too small. I'm not gonna change it now. I'm gonna add some feta cheese. And one breast. Unless I do... that's gonna be too small, mate. Bugger. Okay. Take 3. Bit more of this. Now more chicken. Okay, now I'm gonna move this one. And then the last piece of chicken. Made a bit of mess, nothing major. Then I'm going to add the remaining yogurt mix. Okay, and I'm just going to add more cheese. Okay, so extremely simple. Obviously would have been easier if I choose this dish to begin with, but hey ho. I'm gonna bake this on 180 degrees Celsius with the lid on. So it's like a Dutch oven type of thing for, let's say, 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna check on it. Actually, yeah, for the Momo broth, all the meat is already on the wing, so originally I was going to save some of the thigh, or I can take some of the meat from here as well, but I think that's plenty enough meat once I take the skin off, of course. Okay guys. Okay, for the salad I'm going to use carrots, cherry tomatoes, cucumber and red onion, a bit of lemon juice and beetroot. Should I start? I'm gonna start. So I use 3 carrots for the salad, and I've got 3 carrots for the broth. celery as well. And having a cat, honestly I have to say, is amazing. It's such a character, full of love. It's absolutely amazing. And it's quite funny how what happened was we were looking after my friend's cat for 2 weeks last year, and she has a British Shorthair and she's very cute. Looking after her cat for 2 weeks, so we loved it, and a few months later her neighbor, they are moving and they have a kitten, but they can't actually take the kitten with them because they are not allowed to have pets in the new home. And basically, do we want the kitten? So we decided yes. And when we turned up to the neighbor's house, the guy opens the door and it's one of the drivers from work who I know. I was like, how is this even possible? It's so funny, really so small. Yeah, so he was very happy as well that obviously he knows me. He knows that we're gonna look after the cat, and cat has a, well, cat is spoiled, to be honest, but he's got a really good life with us. Okay, I've got some mint and a bit of the oregano. No seeds, okay, and soya sauce. Bit of olive oil. And balsamic vinegar. And where is my second feta cheese? It's here. Okay, I'm just going to add the vegetables and let it cook. Okay guys, salad is ready. Okay, the soup I'm not gonna focus on, that's not the objective of today's video. However, Momo's broth is. Now again, I'm not going to add anything to this, it's just going to be the bones and the water. And then obviously I'm not trying to replace his diet. I'm just curious if, because he is picky, is he going to at least touch this. But again, no salt, no seasoning on this one. Alright, so I think the chicken is done by now. Whew. Yeah, definitely cooked. Okay, so at this point I'm going to let it rest, and once Mrs. D finishes work in about half an hour, then I'm gonna plate up. And then meanwhile, as soon as this gets cold, I'm going to Okay, as of the Momo gravy, I'm just going to collect all the gravy. I'll let the meat cool down even more, and then give it to Momo to try. And this has cooled down now. It's about room temperature. Oh, very curious. Okay, that's probably more than enough for him to try. So I've set up a little light and camera because it's dark now. So I'm going to start the recording and get him to try it. Try it. Come on. Try. No. Just a bit. Alright guys, so Momo wasn't very hungry, so I'm hoping that I can still capture him trying the broth, but if not, then I'll try next time with something else. But for us, I'm just going to plate up the salad and the chicken. Let's see, just going to slice this. It should do what, 4 portions probably, that's too much. 6. Oh, something like this. Again guys, this is extremely simple. I'm gonna have to stand next to it. It should be extremely flavorful as well. It smells amazing. Okay, I'm just going to add a bit more smoked cheese. A bit of chili flakes. Alright guys, so as per usual, extremely simple and delicious. I hope I have inspired you to try something different, and I hope that you like Momo. And as I said, if I see that he's gonna try the food, I'm going to include it in the video. If not, I shall see you next time with something different, something new, and hopefully more Momo. Okay guys, thanks for watching.